What's up, guys? Matthew getting ready to watch Season 3, Episode 9 of My Hero Academia. This season has been phenomenal. This arc has been phenomenal. Bakugo has been phenomenal. Deku and the crew have been phenomenal. I'm just so hyped to get into this episode. I'm hyped. I'll obviously talk a lot at the end of the episode, but I want to hop straight into it. If you guys do like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps me out. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. I am multiple weeks and multiple episodes ahead. If you check the YouTube comments, you'll see the exact episode that I am currently on. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Let's get in episode 9.
You spoke about keeping the students safe, Eraserhead.
Damn.
According to our information,
Going back to
you
this.
encouraged them to fight during the attack on the training camp, putting them in grave danger. What was your reasoning for this?
I mean, I know the sort of point of this from the media side of it, but I mean, the obvious answer is that they would have fucking died without it.
Most of the victims were harmed by the gas attack. We've determined it to be the result of a poisonous quirk used by one of the villains. It's thanks to the quick
Astute
actions of
observation.
Miss Kendo and Mr. Tetsu that injuries were kept to a bare minimum.
So, I wouldn't say that out loud. You're relying on the students? I don't know.
We do not see any
This
signs
is
of
a
serious.
rock and a hard place.
So you found a bright spot in this tragedy.
We're relieved that an entire class of burgeoning heroes still has a future.
Can you say the same thing for the abducted Katsuki Bakugo?
We're gonna get that motherfucker back.
At your school with excellent marks and went on to win the sports festival. Before that, he survived the attack of a powerful sludge villain who eventually had to be taken down by All Might. The boy is obviously strong and heroic. On the other hand,
Yeah,
the
man.
violence he displayed in the finals and his attitude at the awards ceremony both showed that he cannot control.
Oh my god, dude. People call. Is this man's a fucking part of the League of Villains?
Pushing Bakugo right now, pulling him toward the path of
It's
evil.
fucking Katsuki Bakugo. You dumb fucks. He's fine.
Doing. He's trying to antagonize us, so he says something damning. You can't fall for it, Eraser.
I want him to fall for it.
He knows how much you hate the media.
I want him to say some shit.
As Katsuki Bakugo's teacher, I take full responsibility for not taming his violent behavior. However, his
Calling
actions
Bakugo
at
out.
the sports festival were born of his deep-seated convictions. He's trying harder than anyone in his pursuit to become the top hero. If the villains think they have a
Then they are fucking stupid.
That doesn't amount to real evidence, though. I didn't ask you how you feel. I asked you if you had concrete information.
We're doing our best with the intel we currently have available. I have no doubt the police will break this case very soon. We won't rest until our missing student is returned.
You laughing at us? You laughing at us?
Did you hear
Oh,
the
okay. Oh,
teachers?
Bakugo's fine.
More than I thought. I'll never join your League of Bastards!
Ah, roasting him.
Attack, all just to bring me back here. The idiots even told me what they wanted. For me to join their pathetic group.
I mean, obviously they've already succeeded in sort of breaking the spirit of some of the, you know what I mean, country. But
Take a couple of them down quick. And get the hell out of here.
is there another layer to bringing him here? Is it just to, again, make him a villain? Probably not. Is it to lure out even more of the kids?
He's a fool.
Let me stab him.
Jesus
A clever
Christ,
performer
Toga.
would have acted like we were winning him over. Now that he's broken character, he's finished.
He ain't. This isn't. Bakugo isn't an actor. He can't hide his emotions.
Father.
No, Tomura Shigaraki, be calm!
Yo,
Don't lay a finger on him, any of you.
yes, sir. I'm sorry, boss. I gotta talk. They keep calling him Tomura Shigaraki, no matter fucking what. So his family name has to be important at some point.
I wish you would have listened to what I had to say. I thought you and I could come to an understanding.
Heroes and villains are cut from the same cloth.
What, you think we're the same? Not a chance!
Then I have no choice. Rose said they'd continue their investigation of our group, so we don't have time to stand here and talk. Master?
Damn, he's listening.
That is a wise decision, Tomura.
You trying to go head to head?
So that's their hideout? Not a bad one, I guess.
Maybe it
What
is.
constitutes a good fucking hideout,
According
Kirishima?
to the tracking history, the villain hasn't left this location for the past day.
God damn.
One villain is hiding here, but that could be it. They might have Bakugo somewhere else. We're going into this operation completely blind for the most part. Please try to proceed logically.
Logically.
I don't like this.
logically we shouldn't fucking be here, but
Mayor Jiro here.
exactly. Hagakure solves everything. My beautiful baby solves everything.
You set your heart on something, there's no swaying you. You won't stop. It's what I respect about you as a friend and a rival. But there must be boundaries. And someone has to make sure you don't cross them.
Come on, let Tenya formulate a plan here.
I'll protect you.
Why should I clean up UA's mess? I'm a very busy man.
Motherfucker, you're. I hope we're flashing back. I was gonna say you already agreed to it.
Or a UA alum. We can't call any heroes away from the school. There's a bigger picture, Endeavor.
Come on, Endeavor.
It's possible this incident
For the sanctity of your child.
Society. We'll stop at
What's that one at the back?
successfully.
Have I seen that one before?
Invited Bakugo to my agency to try and reform him. I've met very few as stubborn as he is.
Yes.
I imagine he's fighting back. We need to hurry.
Not even you.
What the fuck is that? Gang Orca?
We'll cut off their paths of retreat. We'll arrest them all at once.
Toshinari, if they're recruiting old men like me, then... What?
Really pretty fucking desperate.
Reno. And with such staggering stakes at hand, we can be sure that he is involved.
All for
Why did I get goosebumps when he said it like that? What you mean? Why you say all for one so badass?
Nezu act clueless to deceive the villains. He feigned ignorance on camera
yes.
as if we didn't have leads. After hearing his words, the villains won't expect us to rush in.
The problem is, and I'm getting like, it kind of, I know I'm not supposed to feel this way, but it kind of feels like UA is very inadequate. Because, you know, all this bad press, they're not going to defeat the villains. You know what I mean? They're not going to capture everybody. Maybe they'll capture one, but for the most part, they're going to be unscathed. Dude, we couldn't. I'm going around the block.
I get stuck. Just keep moving. We have to figure out what's happening inside. No one will see us from back here. There.
Ambush us, motherfucker. One villain looking down.
1 second. I'll make a night vision scope.
Wait, no need. I actually brought one along with me for this.
Whoa, really?
Hey.
When I thought about what we'd have to do, I figured we might need it.
Hold up, Kirishima.
I did some research on them when I was thinking about my costume, but they cost like 50,000 or something, right?
50,000 what?
Lean forward too much. We may have to run at a moment's notice.
Ida, can you move back a little?
Yeah, nobody's gonna be here. There's not a single soul is gonna be here. Be fucking quiet.
Are you okay?
What's wrong? You weren't spotted, were you?
Dead fucking bodies. Dead bodies fucking strung up.
No way. Are those all?
No moves.
No.
Master,
God damn.
lend me your power.
Make sure. Well, they know about this place, and they're not sending the bulk of the force here.
Press. It's time to put him back to sleep.
I can't believe he's such a bad audience member. It's almost impressive.
I'm sorry. Are you talking to me?
On firepower, but that warp guy is way too fast. I need to make an opening somehow and get to the back door.
I don't know. I have faith. Oh.
I got a pizza delivery here.
God damn. The classic pizza delivery joke. Kamui Woods #2 in. Yo, guys, okay, I'm so sorry for disrespecting these motherfuckers. I didn't want to disrespect them, I wanted them to prove me wrong. But they're obviously going to escape somehow.
Hero, and a veteran pro who moves faster than the eye can see.
Damn, Kamui Woods getting that rub from All Might.
Because we are here now.
Right after the press conference, they had this ruse planned the whole time.
Yes, you dumb fuck.
Me too tight. Harder. One tends to neglect defense when they're on the
Edge shot? What the fuck?
Take a look. You're surrounded by the police, not to mention powerful heroes like Endeavor.
Tsukauchi? Why does Edgeshot get to
I was gonna say, Endeavor just gotta sit on the sidelines? How do they get out? How do the League of Villains escape this shit? Oh, Kurogiri.
Must have been scared, but you stayed
As long as
strong.
Kurogiri gets out.
I'm sorry. You're safe now, young man.
No. No, I know you, Edward. You're happy.
After I went through all the trouble of preparing this, the final boss goes and shows
The final boss.
everyone's been restrained. There's no easy way to escape.
But there is a way.
It can't be helped. So they've got backup, huh? Well, we do too. Kurogiri, warp over as many as you can!
The Nomu, right?
Hey! Is that...
God damn. They gotta. Why is she a Transformer? I would not do that. That feels kind of. You know what I mean?
What are you waiting for, damn it?
I'm sorry, Tomura Shigaraki. The Nomus were supposed to be in a fixed location, but they're gone.
Y'all got played.
You have a lot to learn, Shigaraki. You're still green. Your little league. Underestimated.
Are they going to be taken to prison and cause a prison break? A fucking Azkaban situation where they collect some of the strongest villains?
We have control. The Nomu are neutralized.
God damn, nice job.
Enough. Your game has come to an end. Tomura Shigaraki.
All Might, please! You're the only hero stayed respected. You are worthy!
Okay, well, what does that mean? I'm worthy, so I should let you go?
I've only just begun to play. Justice. Peace. You created a garbage...
Conway Woods, hold him fucking tighter.
...deals. That's why I targeted you all.
Was this the plan, just to lure All Might in?
I started gathering people to my cause. You think this is...
I know I was caught off guard, but you can always switch the plan around.
What just happened? I couldn't say anything. Did they kill him? I played around with his insides and made him fall unconscious.
Oh my god!
1,000 sheep Pierce.
He's edging them.
He had to sleep. Weren't you listening earlier? You'll all be better off if you take us seriously. Kenji Hikiishi, Atsuhiro Sako.
God damn!
Himiko Toga, Jin Bubaigawara.
Bubaigawara?
Little time and information. The police worked through the...
I'm so wrong. I apologize. I really fucking apologize.
Understand? There's nowhere left for any of you to run.
They'll get out. Well, Shigaraki will get out, at bare minimum.
No one's come to save you, have they? You've had a hard life, Tenko Shimura. He'll be fine. Eventually the heroes will help. I'm sure that's what everyone thought as they looked away and ignored you. The world shouldn't...
Okay, so the Shimura name has to be important. Obviously.
Don't worry. I am here for you.
Shimura, wait, Shimura.
This is not over.
Shimura.
Just you wait. The game is still...
I'll think about it at the end.
Is right now.
He's escaping.
Disappear.
Shigaraki!
This is your fault. I hate you.
Nobu, how they did
Back up, Lane.
What is this?
Oh, well, Master.
Headshot. Stop Kurogiri. He's still out. This isn't his doing. Keep on coming.
Don't release them under any circumstances.
Pull him out of the fucking building!
Bakugo!
Damn! Well, we didn't get him back. Oh my god.
Help us.
God damn!
Evacuate the area!
They're from the other hideout. That location should be locked down. Come in, Genus.
Nah, they're from somewhere else.
Over there.
Did they get wiped? Oh my god.
Toshinori, what now?
They shouldn't have been able to warp Nomu here, and this backup came too fast. I fear that he has made a move.
He. Tomura. Shimura. Oh shit. Shimura. Yep, I got the name. Okay, yep. God damn. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Orca and Mount Lady. Whoa, even Best Jeanist is here.
And Mr. Tiger, too.
Ugh! Are these gross dudes really alive? I I thought we'd be in for a fight, but this was
How do you
super
get wiped,
easy.
my man?
Maybe we should have left this to the police and gone with All Might.
Difficulty and
Why are you so All Might?
Riot Squad, get the transports ready.
Is it just you two here?
Be on your guard.
Yes, sir. Come on, Ragdoll.
Okay.
Wake up for me. Is that your teammate?
We got the animals here too.
But look at her. What have they done to you, my friend?
Aw, that's heartbreaking. What the fuck? Oh my god.
This is great.
It ain't over.
Now then, let's get back home. At least we won't have to explode.
Cut to giant explosion. Have you sensed something?
I'm sorry, Tiger, but Ragdoll's quirk was so useful.
Jesus
I
fuck.
just had to take it. How could I not?
Oh my god!
Somebody get us a light.
Since my body was mostly destroyed, I haven't been able to.
He's horrifying!
Stop there.
The theme is going crazy! He's fucking scary! Are they about to take Beshina's power?
Attack like that? What if he's just a bystander?
Think about the situation. A moment of hesitation could decide the fight. We can't.
He's a bystander. He's fucking in the evil lair! Beshina's, did you just get mopped? Oh, don't end the goddamn episode like that! Oh my god.
Tomura has finally started thinking rationally and making decisions by himself.
Come giving him a completely fake name. And was he... Okay, I'll talk about the name, because obviously I know.
There was no time to stop him. No time to even move. It happened in an instant. A microsecond.
The goat villain stepped up.
This man made us feel death.
Death?
We could see it in front of us clearly.
Since you now bear.
Did he fucking slaughter everyone?
Tomura. He meant Shigaraki. What is this? It's not true, is it, All Might? Don't tell me that this is...
Oh my
Oh,
god.
one.
Yo! He looks fucking awesome!
Shall we begin?
Yo! Yo! Guys, what the fuck? Oh god, fuck it. That might... Oh, was that the best episode of the show? What the fuck? Dude, All For One. I'll start off with All For One. I'll talk about Shigaraki and the Shimura name in a second. But oh my... That theme was insane. Is he going to fucking murder all four? All four? Nah, they're not gonna kill Mount Lady just because of the fan service potential. But I don't know. And like Best Genius, isn't he like number 3? Is he just gonna mop number 3? At bare minimum, they're getting their powers taken, right? So like, holy fuck, dude. He's scary. He like, wow. Wow. And now obviously, you know, our two main villains here, All For One and Shigaraki. I like that they're on the same side. I'm still not sure that like they're 100% on the same side. As in, I could see room for betrayal or something like that, or Shigaraki realizing he doesn't want to do this and does something else and something like that. But like I love how they sort of operate in two different realms. They're not the same character. Like Shigaraki to me obviously he feels like a juxtaposition to our main characters in the sense of he's younger, he is unsure, he's kind of confused, he has ideologies, but he, you know what I mean, he's having trouble navigating that in society. He feels, I don't know how to describe it. I don't want anyone to mistake me. He's like whiny, if that makes sense. He's like a Joker-like character, where as All For One just feels like the fucking devil. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like this omnipotent force that you can't fuck with. And I really like that. And again, I'm just saying that for now. This could 100% change over the course of the series. But this really felt like the first time and because this is what I mean. I love Shigaraki as a villain. I love him as a villain. He's been so amazing. Everything about him. His ideology, his character design, his powers, the dialogue especially. everything about it I've loved. But I wouldn't necessarily say that I was like, whoa, I'm scared right now. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, this guy's a fucking, he's a devil. No, but when All For One fucking pops up on screen, just standing there, or floating there, I'm like, oh my god, dude. Shit is about to, like, go down. And, oh my god, man. I felt, so, I'll talk about this for a second. I said this in the middle of the episode. I think I'm not supposed to feel this way, but I think that, like, I feel that UA is inadequate. They don't perform. They keep fucking everything up. And obviously, you know, I feel like that is a sort of side effect of, you know, our main characters being children, because we're not going to have a fun story if the adults handle everything, so the children need to do some stuff. And I understand that, but, like, at the same time, like, first of all, I was very impressed with them in the beginning of the episode. You know what I mean? They did way more than I thought that they would. But obviously shit turned bad at the end. So and that 100% sort of says to me that, like, he takes the power with 100%. Like, he doesn't share it, or I have this power as well as you have it. No, he takes it. So my question is, how does he have that sort of warping power like Kurogiri has? Is that like a common thing that he just took from someone else, or I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if we'll ever find out how he got certain powers, or it's just something like, hey, I collected them because I killed fucking millions of people over my lifetime. I don't know, but wow, they still got Bakugo. Obviously, I would assume that all of the League of Villains are going to escape. And this is what I mean, going back to that thing where UA and the heroes look kind of bummish. They're all going to fucking escape. And we're not going to get Bakugo. It's going to look like an utter fucking failure. And there's going to be, like, the amount of Nomus, there's going to be some deaths, too, some casualties. So it seems like we are fucked, man. Like, genuinely. So, I don't know. I hope that they can, because again, I don't know. I don't know how long this story takes place. You know what I mean? I don't know if this takes place over 2 semesters, 5 more semesters, 4 years or whatever. I don't exactly know. That being said, obviously I know that Deku and Todoroki and Bakugo and Tenya and Ochako, they're going to become strong heroes. But, like, through the course of the series, are the regular heroes going to, you know what I mean, have big moments? Or are they just going to completely fail at every turn? And again, this is, I want to repeat this. I'm saying this out of, like, I understand that our main characters are children, and that the children, you know what I mean, they're going to solve most of the big issues eventually, or at least play integral parts in doing that. But I do want to see All Might step the fuck up. I want to see Endeavor step the fuck up. Best Jeanist, if he can still fucking walk and still has powers or can still breathe after what he's going to be subjected to. I would want him to succeed at certain things. I don't want every single issue to be solved by the children. But, wow, that was a fucking episode. Wow. Again, I love Bakugo stepping up. Again, Bakugo to me seems like sort of like an abused dog, if that makes sense. In the sense of, like, you walk near him and you're like, hey, they're barking at you, they want to bite you, and then you get to know him a little bit and you pet him and he's a little softy inside. So I get the same sort of feeling. I'm sure that, you know what I mean, he's obviously putting up the tough front, but seeing All Might rescue him is, I felt like I could see the fucking shine, the stars in his eyes. But obviously it didn't turn out well. Let me move on to the Shimura stuff. Tenko Shimura. Obviously Shimura was the past, One For All. Jesus. You guys know I get fucking confused with those names. One For All and All For One. Related to Shimura, is it, what's the timeline? I don't remember the exact timeline. I don't know if it would make more sense to be a son or a grandson. Well, no, it would, he's young. I would probably lean towards grandson, because that was probably, 30 years ago, maybe? That flashback in the OVA. All Might was very young when it looked like Shimura died. So, yeah, I'm gonna say a grandchild. Maybe, again, my question is, because obviously, Shigaraki in that little flash right there. He looked, you know what I mean, like he is a, I don't know how to describe it, like almost like a Dutch Vanderland situation in the sense of it feels like All For One's this sly fucking smooth talker, and sort of found like an orphaned Shigaraki on the streets and sort of, you know, brought him over to his side, shared his ideologies, or, you know, sort of. Because that's another thing too, like, I know that All For One has said like that's like gonna be my successor, and or something like that, like I'm gonna share my power with him or something like that. But my question is like, well, first of all, why would he want a successor if he can live forever? That's the question. But also I have to think like, I don't really see that they're them on the same exact page for the complete duration of the show. You know what I mean? Like as a two person, you know what I mean, powerful duo. No, I kind of see it more as a, eventually they're going to both turn on each other. As in, like, Shigaraki's going to realize he doesn't need All For One for some reason, or All For One will sort of reveal that he's been raising Shigaraki up as like a fucking side plan, or, you know what I mean, like a chaotic being to throw out to the wolves so he can take back power or something like that and clean up the ashes. So I don't know about that, but so what I wanted to talk about is what obviously, you know, what happened to his parents. And he keeps talking about father. Is this like a Coda situation where the father was actually a hero? And you know what I mean? Like they got killed, or they weren't a good hero. They fucking failed to save people. And Shigaraki really took that to heart. Was it okay, well, Shigaraki's quirk is very destructive. Maybe it's a situation where his parents, again, I'm thinking of just the worst here. Maybe his parents, like, because obviously a lot of his perspective and his ideologies is the fact that he doesn't like the fact that, you know what I mean, citizens don't use their quirk, or held down by laws and all that, and they seem happy for it because they're safe. Which is a fucked up part of society, I will be honest. But maybe the quirk was just so destructive that he was sort of thrown to the wayside by his family. Maybe he... Oh, shit. Did he accidentally kill his fucking parents? Maybe? Yo, oh shit, dude. I'm thinking of the worst now. I'm getting the worst thoughts flowing through my brain. But that would be insane if that was the truth. Because I'm just trying to think of... Because, again, if they're fucking... I was going to say both. One of his parents... again, I'm going to assume that he's a grandchild. One of his parents is related to Shimura. I would assume that it's going to be the father just because they put more focus on the father. But that could be... That's a complete guess. So I don't exactly know. But yeah, just trying to think about the sort of possibilities here. Because, you know, what I'm trying to say is, and again, I could be completely proven wrong, but Shimura, obviously the GOAT, you know what I mean? Amazing. Would her child be evil? Probably not. It could. I'm not saying that that's off the table. I'm just saying that, like, from my perspective as an outsider, a child of one of the greatest heroes, I would think that they are good. So I don't know if I want to say like he was abused by his parent, or maybe he was abused by his parents and he killed them. I don't know if it was accidental killing. I don't even know if he killed. I'm running through my options here. He could have accidentally killed his parents. He could have been abused by his parents and retaliated by killing them and going on the run. There's a lot of stuff here. And it's interesting too. If his name is Tenko Shimura, is this something that All Might knows? Not necessarily that Shigaraki is Tenko Shimura, but that a Tenko Shimura existed. Did he keep up with Shimura's family at all? Is that something that you know what I mean? So there's a lot of different angles here that could go. I'm sure that there's foreshadowing and all that that I missed, that I'm still currently missing. So I don't know. I do not know, but that was a really, really, really good episode. That was a really good episode. Wow, dude. Definitely. Bare minimum top 3. I think that's my number 1, just off the top of my head. Because it felt, again, I'm not saying this is like a bad thing or anything like that, because I've been pleasantly enjoying it. But like, the first 2 seasons, you know what I mean? Yeah, we were attacked by villains at points. But it still was able to keep that sort of almost semi-innocent sweet. You know what I mean? Or main characters are children. They're innocent. They're training. But you know what I mean? It's not like people were dying left and right. This isn't like something as dark as like a Monster or a Death Note or Attack on Titan. It was a little more lighthearted. And I knew that it was going to get darker, and I knew that the stakes were going to rise. But this really felt like the first time where I was like, oh my god, we can all die right now, if that makes sense. So the final thing I'll talk about, so obviously these kids here, you know, Deku's talking about how obviously people do die, and it was horrifying for them. I would assume that they don't, you know what I mean, interact. They don't. They're not gonna go and fight All Might. I mean, All for One, dude. The names. I think it's because they're so similar, and like obviously One for All for One. Not just the names, but I mean, I feel like the powers. It feels like literally like yin and yang. I think that's why I keep getting just subconsciously confused, but I don't know. I do not know. Wow, that was a good episode. Again, the question is, and the final thing I'll talk about with the Shigaraki stuff. Is obviously at some point we're gonna get a flashback, and I don't know if it's gonna be something like a One Piece flashback where we get like 3 episodes in a row of just young Shigaraki, or more, and what I would expect, you know, just every episode or every couple episodes. You know what I mean? Once every season we get a little bit more until it's finally all revealed in like season 5 or 6 or 7 or something like that. But I am very intrigued because again, he's got to have an amazing backstory for him to be this evil, not even evil, just this thing that he is. There's got to be something. And again, that I don't even know what is the quirk. I forget. Is it just like disintegration, or like I don't know. He could have accidentally killed his parents. He could have accidentally killed a sibling and been thrown out. Something like that. He is like something like that's going on. Really important. I have something to say, and I should have said this at the beginning of the episode, but it's something that I need to throw out there. And in fact, I'm going to put a chapter, and I just like forgot about this. I have an important theory that I wanted to discuss. And some people I don't know how to. I'm going to say exactly what happened. Okay. I watched the first 8 episodes of the season, and then I took like a couple days break from it. And I have a friend who has watched My Hero, and they haven't spoiled me on anything. Okay, I was just talking to them about, because obviously there's some sort of spy for the League of Villains in, you know what I mean, and I only really thought about teachers. It could be teachers. But he all that he said was he said that there's other things other than teachers. You know what I mean, whether it's faculty or police officers or children. And that made me start thinking, okay? Again, I don't know if that's leading me off the trail. I don't know if that's just making me think. Because I was very dead set on it being, you know what I mean? Not Present Mike, Midnight or something like that. You guys know I'm not a believer in Nezu. Even though he does seem cool, though. He's just something about him. But it got me thinking, okay? And I'm going to preface my theory by saying, this could be completely untrue. This could be like the stupidest thing you've ever seen. But for some reason, I think I really like it. And again, I could be completely wrong in my remembering of what I'm going to say. But I was thinking about everyone. I was thinking about teachers, faculty, you know what I mean? Even Tsukaichi, but he seems kind of good, even though he doesn't really have a lot of character. He's just sort of always doing good. Then I started thinking about students, and I was thinking, would there really be some sort of League of Villains spy in Class A? I mean, Class B, I've barely gotten, anyone, you know what I mean? And the only person who seems semi-evil, not evil, but you know what I mean, who just seems kind of rude in Class B is, Monoma, but that doesn't make sense. So I started thinking about Class A. And I found 2 details, okay? And this is just like off the cuff. And again, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this because it could be completely wrong. It could be the stupidest it probably is wrong. You know what I mean? I don't think it's something that I'm going to be able to completely guess on the first try, but it's just something that I'm now watching this character because I feel like there's been 2 semi-suspicious moments. And this is gonna be a wild card, because I know that I was just cheering for him the other episode. But thinking about all of the characters, the only person who I could think of that gave off suspicious, you know what I mean, something was off about the situation, was Aoyama. And the reason I say that is 2 things. First of all, and again, I could be completely misremembering this, but for some reason, I don't recall him being in this USJ attack. And in fact, I feel like I remember myself calling out the fact that Aoyama wasn't there. He was just hiding the entire time. So that's the first suspicious thing that I saw of him. And then the second suspicious thing was that he came face to face with Dabi a couple episodes ago, and nothing happened. And again, Dabi, again, it's one of those things that, like, maybe it's a red herring, maybe it's, you know what I mean, or it's a red herring, or it's one of those details, because I didn't pick up on it on my first watch. Like, I thought of it, I remembered the moment, but I didn't immediately throw suspicion on it until I started thinking about, you know what I mean, suspicion on children. But it's one of those things that I feel like could definitely be used as, like, in like 3 seasons, like a, yeah, you didn't see that, did you? You didn't see that. So those two, again, I could look absolutely stupid if Aoyama was there the entire time with Yuusha, because I haven't gone back and watched, and I haven't gone back and heard any of the stuff I said. Again, this is a completely off-the-cuff sort of theory, because I know I spent like a good 10 minutes the other episode just sort of not threatening, throwing suspicion on some of the teachers just because it was brought up in a faculty meeting, the idea of a spy. And I was already, you know, suspicious of Vlad King and stuff like that. But thinking about children, the only person that I can, for some reason, think of would be Aoyama. That's probably absolutely incorrect. That's probably the stupidest theory of all time. I know that you guys are probably laughing at me in the comments for even thinking that. But I wanted to try it. I wanted to throw something out there. Again, I'll keep watching him. And something like, too, I don't want to get too paranoid. I don't want this to be like a... if you guys like Mr. Robot or something like that, where there's so many mysteries and so many this, that, and you're like constantly analyzing every single scene of the show. I'm not going to do that for this, but I am just going to try to pay a little closer attention to some of the more side characters' mindsets, or I don't know, suspicious things that they do. I don't know. I'm going to pay attention. I'm sorry if that was a stupid theory. That's going to be it for this episode. I feel like I had a good conversation because it was a really good episode. If you guys liked the video, drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the Flying Reactions up on Patreon. I'm already a plethora of episodes ahead. If you're interested, go check it out. It's the YouTube comments say the exact episode I'm currently on. And if you enjoy the content that I make for the channel, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. You guys have a good one. I will see you in a couple days.